now we're going to look at subtraction with exchanging. So we're going to start again by looking at our word problem. It says Clive has 23 balloons, Jane has 16 balloons. How many less balloons does Jane have? So looking for that vocabulary to help me identify which calculation I'm going to be using. I can see it has less, which tells me that this is a subtraction operation. And the numbers that I'm going to be subtracting are 22 and 16. We don't need to worry about Clive and Jane, we don't need to worry about the balloons, that is not helpful information. What I need to know is I'm subtracting and I need to know the numbers that I'm going to be subtracting. So in year 3, we are taking away from the biggest number. So if I'm looking at my numbers 23 and 16 and comparing them, if I look at the tens digits, I've got 2 10s in 23 and 1 10 in 16, which means that 23 is our greater number. So that's the number that I'm going to put at the top of my formal written method for subtraction. So I've got 23 and then I've written 16 underneath. Now I've got with my Danes, I have 23 and I'm going to be subtracting 16 from that amount. But as soon as I put my digits into the place value column, I can see that 3, I cannot take away 6 from 3. So I'm going to need to do some exchanging. Sometimes the children can have a misconception and do 6 subtract 3, but we know that we are always taking away from the biggest number. So the number on top takes away the number below. So to exchange then, I'm going to be taking one of those 10s and I'm going to be exchanging it for 10 ones. So if I cross out one of the 10s and I can draw in 10 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I need to take away 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in my ones column. And I can show this in my formal written method by exchanging one of the 10s from my 10s column, so I have 1 left over, and exchanging that for 10 ones. So now I have 13 take away 6, which leaves me with 7. Then I move on to my 10s column. 1 10 take away 1 10, I know will leave me with 0. So my answer is 7, and I can input this into my bar model. So 23 is made up of 16 and 7, and into my part whole. So 16 and 7 is 23. And again, by using the part whole, we can see the relationship there between the 3 numbers. So I can see that 23 subtract 16 is 7, but I can also see that 23 subtract 7 is 16. Another way that we can represent that subtraction is by using our number line. So 23 and counting back to find out what the answer would be if we subtract 16. So I'm going to partition 16, but I'm actually going to break it down into what I need to get from 23 to the multiple of 10, 20. So I'd need to subtract 3. I know for my doubles, 3 and 3 gives me 6, so I have another 3 to subtract, and then I still have 10. So I'm still subtracting 16, but I'm just doing that in 3 separate jumps. So 23, I'm going to subtract 3, which leaves me with 20, and then I'm going to do a jump of 10, so 20 subtract 10, would leave me with 10, and then I know for my number bonds, 10 take away 3, leaves me with 7. And that is subtraction with exchanging.